Hello and welcome to Wellness Wednesday Live. I'm Bethany Zell. I'm the Program Director for Healthy You at Cary Medical Center. And today we are joining you to talk all about living well in winter. And here I am in the midst of the winter. So today I'm going to share with you 10 different things that you need to consider as we're going through these winter months. Things you may already be prepared for and things that you may not have considered. So we're just going to start them out. 10 things. Number one, you need to watch and reduce the slipping hazards in your life. Accidents can happen any time of year, but especially right now in the winter season, there's extra risk everywhere. Icy roads, slick sidewalks, tricky winter sports like sledding, snowboarding, skiing. All of those things can result in additional bumps and bruises, spills, slips and trips. So be sure that you are keeping your doorways and any regularly traveled outdoor path well salted. If you have a parking lot where you park your car, make sure that the walkways that you take to get to your car are well salted. And especially in the evening hours, make sure that you have enough lighting to get you where you need to go to and from safely. You need to be sure, number two, to get your vitamin D. Both our immune system and our moods rely on your vitamin D intake. And because our bodies make vitamin D after it's exposed to the sun, it's not uncommon for people to become vitamin D deficient during the winter months. Vitamin D also helps ensure that our bodies absorb and retain the calcium that we take in and the phosphorus, which helps us all build strong bones. So if you're not sure where your vitamin D levels are right now, you might need to check with your doctor and get a blood test done to determine what your current levels are. And if yours are particularly low, try and find a way to get outside on a sunny day and get a little sun exposure, even though it's not quite summer. Or you might need to supplement with a vitamin D supplement. So talk to your provider and see if that might be something you need to consider. Number three, during the winter, we need to focus on getting good sleep. Our sleep-wake cycle is regulated by the hormone melatonin, and that is released in response to light. So exposing yourself to too much light at night, such as the ones that come from our computer screens or TVs or electronic devices, all of those things can prevent us from our bodies from producing the melatonin that it needs, and that can decrease our sleep quality and our quantity, and that can in turn lead to sluggish days ahead and feeling tired the next day. So get up and go to bed if you can at the same time of day, regardless of the season. And especially restrict computer use and all those blue light emitting devices and TVs and all those different technologies late at night, because it will impact your sleep. And speaking of lights, it's important that number four, in the winter months, you focus on ways to get some light. And they say that 30% of people in the northern United States struggle with what they call winter blues every year. And some of those people even suffer further with something called SAD, or seasonal affective disorder. And SAD, or seasonal affective disorder, is a type of depression that happens around the same time each year, where people get more and more irritable as winter progresses and they're lacking energy, they're feeling really down, or might be oversleeping or craving carbohydrates. If you're experiencing these things, talk to your doctor, because it's easy, and it is really easy to avoid going outside in the winter. It can be very easy if you have a covered garage to just kind of go in and go out of your car, back to your office, go to the grocery store and home again, without ever really going outside and feeling the coolness of the air outside, the fresh air on your face. But staying inside for days on end can really cause a lot of problems, and it can contribute to more sickness over the course of the winter. So, the artificial heat isn't always good for you. Choose a day when the sky is blue and clear, or it's not raining, and just dress warmly. Today's a pretty warm day. I don't even know if I need a hat and gloves today, because it's a little nicer out than it's been. But dress warm enough for whatever day it is. Step outside, feel the winter sunshine. We still do get it. And just admire how beautiful and clean the world looks. I know we haven't gotten any new snow in a while, so it's not as white and beautiful as it could be in northern Maine right now. But you'll feel a lot better, I promise. And if you are struggling with those feelings that don't let go, the seasonal affective disorder, please talk to your provider and get some extra assistance. Number 5, protect your skin. I know everyone thinks they forget about their skin in the winter. We don't think about sunburns. We don't think about any of that stuff that we might in the summer. But cold, dry air can really quickly suck the moisture out of our skin. And when you go back inside and are blasted with hot air from inside and the heat that you might have going in your nice warm homes, and all the different fabrics and the blankets and things that we're snuggling up with, your skin can really become very dry and itchy and scaly. So you want to keep moisture locked into your skin by using a heavy oil-based moisturizer. Lather it on every time you take a bath or a shower or whenever your skin is feeling dry. You can hydrate, drink plenty of water, eat lots of foods like berries that help with antioxidants and omega-3 fatty acids like the ones found in salmon and walnuts, or even an omega-3 supplement. And consider using a humidifier to help add more moisture to the air. But it's important that you don't forget your skin is important. And if you are outside on a sunny day, don't forget the sunblock. Continue to use, maybe you have a moisturizer that includes some sunblock in there. Number 6, nutritionally, we should always take advantage of winter produce. Eating during winter doesn't have to be boring or vitamin deficient, so fill your plate with dark leafy greens, winter squashes, citrus, pomegranates, all of those thrive in the chill of winter. So these fruits and vegetables will be freshest and they'll have the most nutrient and antioxidant boost when they're eaten in their appropriate season. They haven't been stored for a while and lost some of their nutritional benefit as some of the more seasonal of the opposite season produce are taken care of. So those will help increase your energy, and it'll help keep you full and satisfied and help your winter weight stay a little lower and more in control. Number 7, you should look for ways to prevent joint stiffness and achiness. Cold weather can lead to morning joint stiffness. You'll notice when you wake up, you might feel a little bit more achy. That's because the fluid that surrounds your joints expands when the air pressure drops. And some people can even predict the weather by the increase in their pain in their joints. So to help prevent that pain or the achiness, bundle up in some warmer clothes, especially when you're going to bed and you might have your heat set to a lower temperature. Make sure you're warm enough at night so you're not waking up and having to respond to that problem. You can set your heat to a more comfortable temperature that will prevent some of that morning achiness, or you could use a heating pad if you need to. And most importantly, keeping your joints active with daily exercise is going to help prevent this on the onset. Number 8, and I hope every good Mainer does this, you need to keep an emergency kit in your car. We all know what driving in the winter is like, and God forbid you go off the road and you're stuck somewhere, in between Holton and Van Buren, and you don't have anything to keep you warm. And what if something's going on with your car and you can't get the heat to work up? So you need to have a kit in your car, and you need to keep it there all winter long so that should you go off the road or have car trouble, you're not going to be stuck in the cold, remote areas of Aroostook County and have to worry. So this kit should contain a warm blanket. You should find some non-perishable foods, some water, which I know, it might freeze up in your car right now in these winter months, but having some water on hand. You could put in some salt or some kitty litter to help with traction on the ice. So if you're stuck off the road and your wheels are just spinning in the slush, putting a little traction under your wheel can help. Some flares to let people know that you're on the side of the road, especially on those darker evenings or earlier afternoons as we find ourselves. You should have some jumper cables, a map, a compass, flashlight with extra batteries, and most definitely a first aid kit. Make sure you have all these things in your car and keep them there all winter so that if something happens, you're prepared and you're ready to be safe in those situations. Number 9, you should know the signs of hypothermia. You know, today's not a horrible day, but if I was out here for too long, you know, it's still a risk. And hypothermia is really that dangerous drop in our body temperature anytime it goes below 95 degrees Fahrenheit. So you really need to be aware of what the symptoms of hypothermia are. And if you experience them, or anyone in your life that you witness is experiencing them, be sure to call 911. And so the symptoms that we're looking for as far as hypothermia go: slow or slurred speech, if people are appearing sleepy or confused or shivering, stiffness in the arms and legs, if they can't control their body movements or having slow reactions, or even a weakened pulse, and you can tell that they've been outside for an extended period of time, please seek urgent care, because they could be dealing with some hypothermia. And, you know, that's no joke. It can happen very, very quickly. And our 10th and final tip for living well in winter is to stay physically active. And there is absolutely no excuse. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be complicated. Exercise options are literally around every single corner, and they can be as simple as walking in place. You know, if I just did this for 10 minutes, even in my living room, it would be better than doing nothing for the entire day. So anything you can do, even a few light stretches along with a video at home, or sitting in your chair in your office, or it could be as complex as having a personal trainer set you up with some kind of a custom workout, or partnering with a friend and doing some Zoom videos together and working out and holding each other accountable. But what I always say, at least from the Healthy You side, is the best exercise for you is one that you will faithfully do. So if you are not into weightlifting or bodybuilding, then don't plan to do that kind of activity. Find something that's manageable for you, something you enjoy, so that you'll be more faithful in doing it. And so it doesn't matter what you do. Little is better than none. So whatever you can do, stay physically active, and that's going to help you feel better and be ready for the spring and the summer months once they come. So that's what we have for you today. Living well in winter can feel like a challenge, but really, you know, we should be all pros at this by now, living up here in northern Maine. But if you haven't thought of some of these things, please try and consider some of them today, and live well, be safe, and join us back here for our very next Wellness Wednesday Live in just a couple weeks here. We're going to be exploring heart health and love in the month of February, and so we'll see you on the 2nd and the 4th Wednesday in February. Have a great day.